Hey, I'm Phil. Welcome to the garden update. It's mid-July. I spilled water on my shirt. Things are looking pretty different in the garden because we harvested our garlic. I'll just say right now, here's a montage of photos that we took with the garlic. Pretty funny. 153 heads, pretty good. But since then, we've been working on turning over the garden, and replacing those items. So let me show you some of the stuff we have going. This here is a pickle plant, also known as a cucumber, which I had no idea. I really didn't think it would do that well here, but we've been able to keep it alive, and you can see certified weird-looking pickles. There's one right there, and there's a tiny gherkin. Oh, it's so cute. This is a money tree. Got that from my mom. Right here in this corner, you'll see what we are lovingly calling the rat tomato, because a couple years ago we had problems with rats in this area where they were like living underneath my stoop. But somehow, I really don't know how, a tomato planted itself here, and it's growing out of the concrete, and you can see it's got flowers. It's about to fruit. That's pretty cool. This is a mushroom tomato, and we've got some pretty large fruit, but you can see that most of the fruit is crinkly and weird. It's a nice looking tomato. We've got hydrangeas here. They're pink because our dogs pee on them. I don't remember what kind of tomato this is, but it has some very nice fruit on it. It looks like Better Boy or Early Girl to me. It's a big one. Looks good. Here we have the unplanned herb garden. So both this dill and this basil grew back on its own. We didn't plant it. The lovage is starting to fade away. It usually does around this time of year, but also we whack the hell out of it all the time, so that's why it looks like it does. Plenty of marigolds about, a couple more tomatoes. That one's German. And then we got some like end of season plants from the garden center where it was like, this tomato is Ruth's tomato. We got it from Ruth, so we don't know what it is. So I thought that would be fun. A little bit of parsley. Over here we have more herbs. This oregano we've whacked from its heights. It was like this tall, but it's continuing to grow back. New addition is we finally planted some thyme. This is French thyme. I use thyme all the time. I've never thought to actually plant it, so improvement. These little plants here is an experiment we've never done before. These are okra. So we have 5 little okras. Hopefully they do well. Really like okra. Probably the craziest thing that we have since last we updated you. These are cucamelons. I also think they're called Mexican sour cucumbers, but they're actually melons. They're not cucumbers. And this plant just goes absolutely crazy, and we haven't gotten fruit yet, but oh, look what I found. This little guy right here. So it should get bigger than that, but it won't get too terribly much bigger than that. Also, I just saw on the fence there's a whole bunch of them, but they're supposed to taste kind of like cucumbers. And this thing has gone crazy. Like, we keep trying to just make it go up, but that's all the same plant. We have some strawberries that we just put in, so not much fruit there, and that's blueberry. The blueberry, I don't know, we got like 2 blueberries. Everything's starting to get crowded. This is just kind of how Courtney plants things sometimes. But we do have a ground cherry, which we've grown before, and those are pretty fun. They make these little pouches right here, kind of like a tomatillo. Bling, bling, bling. More tomatoes. These are nasturtiums, which is just a flower. But actually, I forgot to point out, this is a Schwartzberry, or Schwartzbeeren, and it actually, at some point, had some really, yeah, okay, here we go. Really tiny berries on it, which eventually will turn black. It looks like this one is starting to turn black. Courtney likes black plants. Yeah, the blackberry is hilarious. We've gotten probably a couple pounds of fruit, and then it slowed down, but it's continuing to grow, and you can see we're about to get another load. I did try to tie these things up, but they have broken their chains, and now that one is going well into the neighbor's yard. We have a random squash that we pulled out of a garlic box. We put in that green pot there. I don't really think squash do well in pots, and you can see it's struggling a little bit, but there are plenty of flowers on it, but I think some creature is coming through and eating them, and I don't think it's my dogs. I don't think they're that bright. They are pretty cute. These are some kind of sunflowers. I'm pretty sure they really look like sunflowers to me, but maybe I'm wrong. That's all I have to say about that. There are more flowers, and I keep asking Courtney, could you just give our hot peppers, you know, a chance to live? But we do have a bunch of hot peppers, and they're starting to grow. This was another random pepper, like an heirloom pepper, which was like Old Man Bill from Buckeye Lake likes these peppers. And we have, these are called long hots. The peppers we've picked so far were really long, but they weren't very hot. I don't remember what this is, but it's growing all kinds of chilies. I think it's like a Thai chili. And this is our Tabasco plant, I believe. No peppers yet, but it is one of those plants that's a little bit slower. And then we have a jalapeno over here, which actually has quite a few peppers on it. Something pretty cool, no idea how it's gonna do. This is a black pepper, like table pepper. It stays in a pot, it has to go inside. I don't know if we'll actually get peppercorns off it, but that was cool. And here we have Courtney's pumpkin patch. It is growing like insanely, and I don't know where it's gonna go from here. These are miniature pumpkins. That was one of the spaces we had garlic in. These two tomatoes that are in pots back here, both of those were random tomatoes that grew in the garlic box. We didn't plant them, they just kind of came back this year. So when we harvested the garlic, we picked them up and put them in those plants, and they've just gone crazy ever since. It's pretty cool. This is a cucumber that is growing in the box, but we have built like this little ladder, or we set up a little ladder for it to grow out of the box. And I'm sure that's gonna probably cross-pollinate with the pumpkins. But this plant is doing exceptionally well, and you can see we've got little pickles. There's a pickle, and there's another pickle. So I'm very excited for this. I think this is pretty cool. With our system, we were hoping we would be able to like lift it up and then mow underneath it, but it's already gotten so crazy. I think that's a lost cause. We added some kind of ginger plant back there. I don't know how that's gonna do. This is bee balm, which is the peak of the flower is already past us, but it's very pretty. Of course, we have rhubarb. I don't really want to talk about that part of the yard. Let's skip it. These are our green beans. I think these are actually purple beans, but they are growing. I'm almost positive they're purple beans because we grew them last year, and they did this last year as well. So they like build this huge bush, and there's some like nice flowers, but it's really slow to actually put out beans. So like, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but then it's gonna put out so many green beans we won't know what to do with them. These are our potted tomatoes. Most of them are cherry varieties. So for example, I believe these are yellow pears. You can see that we have lots and lots of them all over the plant. Very excited for those. I actually know what flower this is now. This is amaranth. I think in the last update I didn't know that. And there's something weird back here. Oh, this is bolted parsley. If you ever wondered what bolted parsley looks like, that's what it is. It's like almost no leaves on the plant. You can see the Hillary Clinton mint. It's going crazy. I don't actually really like the flavor, so I'm not gonna do anything with it. And then in this box, this is supposed to be the sunflower box, but none of the plants are growing, so it's just kind of a waste. Oh well. I think I said that these flowers were balloon flowers, but they're actually spiderwort. Not even close, baby. But at any rate, they're gone. And these were irises. And then I think this is oregano. It's a type of zatar, I want to say. This is orange mint. It's kind of a citrusy thing. These are Courtney's black petunias, which she loves. They look nice. And we've got some crazy mint that's kind of filled in through here. This is kind of a mess, actually. We had a really nice, pretty canaflower, but it fell. But this is the mint that we use the most for cocktails. I think it's just spearmint. Well, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to show you today. We're like right on the cusp of everything just like dumping produce. We already went through the garlic harvest. I sent some of the garlic harvest to our patrons. So if you want garlic in the future, you could think about it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed our little tour. We'll see you next time.